Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful fable. It's all about that dangerous dance between real wisdom and a very fragile ego. And believe me, it's a timeless story with a lesson that's probably more relevant now than ever before. So, right off the bat, this story makes us ask ourselves a pretty fundamental question. What's more important, actually being wise or just feeling like you're right? It's a tricky one. And that need to be right can lead us down some pretty disastrous paths. Keep that question in mind as we go through this. All right, so our story begins where a lot of great stories do, in a place of real hardship, a place of total desperation. I want you to picture this poor donkey. He's just completely worn down. His master is cruel, works him to the bone, and barely feeds him. So every single night, he's out there desperately searching for anything to eat. He's weak. He's so thin you can see his ribs. He's just barely hanging on. But then a new character shows up, a jackal. And he sees how much the donkey is suffering. But he doesn't just offer empty sympathy. No, he offers a real, actual solution. He's that classic wise friend we all hope we have, Someone who sees we're in trouble and genuinely wants to help us find a way out. And you know what? The jackal's plan works like a charm. He shows the donkey the secret way into a massive vegetable garden. Every night, they sneak in and they just feast. And the change in the donkey is, wow, it's dramatic. The weak, starving animal is gone. Now he's strong, his fur is shiny, he walks with this new sense of pride. He's completely forgotten what it felt like to be hungry. Okay, but this is exactly where our story takes a very sharp turn. Because with that full belly and all that new strength comes a really dangerous side effect, the poison of pride. So one night, after another incredible meal, the donkey is he's feeling good. So good, in fact, that he's completely forgotten the desperation that led him to this garden in the first place. This newfound comfort has completely shifted his mindset, and it's paving the way for a truly terrible idea. And there it is. He turns to his friend, the jackal, and just announces it. He wants to sing. In his mind, it makes perfect sense. It's an expression of joy. But let's be real. They're trespassing in a garden in the middle of the night. It's not just a bad idea. It's an act of pure foolishness. So this moment, right here, is the central conflict of the whole story. It's where the jackal's common sense wisdom goes head-to-head with the donkey's incredibly fragile ego. The jackal, of course, starts to panic, and for very good reason. His warning is so simple, so logical. Dude, he's basically saying, we are thieves. If you start singing, the guards will hear you and will get caught. It's not an insult, it's a critical, life-saving piece of advice. But the donkey, he doesn't hear wisdom, oh no. He hears an attack on his talent. He just dismisses his friend, calls him a wild creature who couldn't possibly understand art. Can you see what's happening? His ego has completely hijacked his ability to think clearly. And then it gets even worse. The donkey completely twists the jackal's warning into a personal insult. He's not just feeling confident now, he's actually angry. He's defiant. At this point, the need to prove his friend wrong, to prove what a great singer he is, has become way more important than their safety. So at this point, you can pretty much see what's coming, right? The outcome is all but inevitable. The donkey is about to perform his one and only song of self-destruction. Now, the jackal is smart. He realizes he can't save his friend from himself. So he comes up with a new plan, save himself. He cleverly starts agreeing with the donkey, flattering his ego. He says, you know what, you're right. Let me just go get a flower garland to honor you, giving himself just enough time to get the heck out of there. And sure enough, the second the jackal is gone, the donkey closes his eyes, tilts his head back, and just lets out this massive, loud bray. And just like the jackal predicted, the garden guards wake up instantly. The moment of truth has arrived. And the consequence is swift, and it is brutal. The guards come rushing in with sticks, and they beat the donkey until he can barely move. He got to be right. He got to sing his song, but the price he paid was absolutely devastating. So what's the big takeaway from this whole tragic mess? Well, let's break down the lessons that are unfortunately often learned through pain. From a safe distance, the jackal is watching this all go down, and he delivers the story's first and maybe most important moral.
It's this really somber thought about how foolish it is to ignore the people who actually truly care about you. This whole fable is just a masterclass in what happens when ego takes the wheel. Pride can blind anyone. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It also reminds us that when you refuse to listen to good advice, you often end up learning your lesson the hard way. Real wisdom isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's about having the humility to actually listen. And maybe most importantly, a friend's warning isn't always criticism. A lot of the time, it's just love in disguise.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Think about the people in your own life, the ones who give you that tough, honest advice. Who is that wise friend for you? And when they speak, are you really truly listening?